We will peep. Simone Biles destroys reputation over stance on boys and girls sports with Miranda Devine. Not sure if I've seen her before or heard of her before. I don't think I've heard of her before, but we will see what she has to say on the Megyn Kelly show and what the host Megyn Kelly has to say. The conservative host, the uh, the conservative political commentator Megyn Kelly has to say on this subject. We will see what Miranda Devine and Megyn Kelly have to say on this topic. Let's see what they have to say. Play.
We have not yet talked about the Simone Biles, Riley Gaines, incredible assault by Simone Biles out of nowhere on Riley Gaines over the weekend. Riley made a post about, I told the audience this last week, that Minnesota girls softball team won the state championship thanks to their hard work and finally overcoming their inability to win it all these years? No, thanks to the fact that they put a boy as pitcher. And he's kept throwing all these shutouts. They basically got no runs off of him in something like 34 innings. It was really hard for the actual girls to compete against him, Miranda. So Riley sends out a tweet saying, it's not so surprising when it's a boy as your pitcher. And Simone Biles comes after her, like ripping on her. You're inappropriate. You're out of line. You're a bully. Oh, and by the way, pick on
You're
someone your own
sick.
size, which ironically
She said
would be a
she's sick. Simone
thanks
labeled
to the fact that they put a
Riley
boy
sick.
as pitcher.
Crazy.
He's
Crazy.
thanks to the fact that they put a boy.
As if Riley said anything derogative or wished death or wished bodily harm on this individual. Riley did not do any of the ish. Simone is making it seem like Riley did. She did not do any of the ish. Simone is making it seem like she did. So the fact that the fact that Biles is saying this or hitting Riley with this label sick is crazy, bro. Bro. Fragile, weak, woke, unlaudable, soft, unbelievable. It is really crappy, bro. It is really denigratory. It is really deprecatory. It is mendacious. It is dishonest. It is a shame, bro. It is disgraceful. It is very disgraceful.
Championship, thanks to their hard work and finally overcoming their inability to win it all these years? No, thanks to the fact that they put a boy as pitcher. And he's kept throwing all these shutouts. They basically got no runs off of him in something like 34 innings. It was really hard for the actual girls to compete against him, Miranda.
Wow.
So Riley sends out a tweet saying, it's not so surprising when it's a boy as your pitcher.
They turned the comments off
after
on the comments related to the post they posted pertaining to the team.
Innings.
Crazy.
It was really hard for the actual girls to compete against him, Miranda. So Riley sends out a tweet saying, it's not so surprising when it's a boy as your pitcher. And Simone Biles comes after her, like ripping on her. You're inappropriate. You're out of line. You're a bully. Oh, and by the way, pick on someone your own size, which ironically would be a male. Simone Biles ripping on Riley Gaines' muscular nature. Riley's only 5'5", so it can't be that she's like some 6'6" man. So it's obviously Riley's muscular arms and
muscularity.
Body, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
And Simone Biles, for years, has been playing the victim because people, she says, have been ripping on her muscular body.
Yep.
She was
bullying,
body shamed about it. She was all about body positivity.
Yeah, because people were bullying her for having muscularity, for having strong arms when she was younger. Yeah, bro. Now she's doing the same ish. She was uh, very vocal when she was a very vocal opponent of this bullying and body shaming years ago, bro. Yeah, she had this campaign years ago, bro. She was advocating for body positivity and it, kindness, but she contradicted when she engaged in the same thing professed to be against. She engaged in the same ish by saying Riley looks like a man, in other words, and uh, going below the belt. It is hypocrisy, bro. Like, how, in what way can you be a real supporter of body positivity and a real opponent of body shaming when you do the same thing to a woman, a fellow woman of yours you disagree with, bro? Like, this is craziness, bro. This is wild, bro. Trash. Yeah. Simone, she should be very ashamed of herself, bro. She really should be. This is, this is really insane. It's this hypocrisy. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense.
Muscular body. She was body shamed about it. She was all about body positivity.
Yep. Yeah, that is crazy that she said the same thing I said, body positivity. It is crazy. She said the same thing I said not too long ago. I promise you, this is my first time reacting to this video. They say great minds think alike. That is a real quote, bro. This is crazy, bro. This happened before when I reacted, when I peeped certain other people's videos. We said the same words or term. Craziness, bro. It was in those videos. It was my first time reacting to those videos. Bro. Craziness, bro. Craziness.
Muscular body. She was body shamed about it. She was all about body positivity. But except when she's on offense, in which case it's totally fine. She hasn't apologized for it. She hasn't taken it down. Simone Biles is absolutely fine with
I think Megan spoke too soon because I did see a title on another commentator's video that said she apologized. BCP's Greg Foreman's video. I haven't peeped his video yet pertaining to the apology, but it said in his title that she did apologize for what she did. I will peep that too after this and see if she was being sincere. A lot of people, they do these apology videos, but they are not sincere. They are inauthentic, insincere, fake. They do these apology videos to get to so that people will stop going in on them, bro. They do this to cease the heat, the backlash they've been getting. They do this, they do this not because they are really contrite or remorseful. They do it because they don't want to receive any more backlash or They're not able to handle the backlash, the flack, the negativity they're getting for a truly condemnable act they did. So they grovel. Yeah, bro. Weak, but we will see though. We will see. Words.
As an apologize for, she hasn't taken it down. Simone Biles is absolutely fine with body shaming so long as it's of somebody who's of a different political persuasion than she is. Your thoughts?
Megan cooked. She
just
cooked.
terribly disappointing. She was America's sweetheart for a time.
She's a great athlete. Simone is. She really is accomplished, adept, proficient. She has the chops, bro. She really does. She's a 7-time Olympic gold medalist, bro. She's incredible, bro. She really is. She's one of the GOATs. Words, but her character, her attitudes, her mentality is very fecal, bro. It is very rubbish. It is terrible, bro. Sad, bro. It is indubitably sad. It is indisputably sad. It is indisputably sad. The way she's engaging in discourse, bro, or debate, or the way she's doing it is very goofy, bro. It is very goofy. Very goofy.
Pointing, she was America's sweetheart for a time. She just managed to destroy her reputation in a couple of days.
Injurious,
really
tarnishing.
Viles.
She hurt her own reputation by making excuses for men, bro. Biological men. This is craziness, bro. She got victimized by a biological man, bro. It doesn't make sense. She was publicly condemning the abuse she went through, bro. Bravely publicly condemning the abuse she endured. Bro. What befell her, bro? What befell her was odious, objectionable. It was egregious, bro. It was depraved what Simone went through, bro. To now make excuses for biological men in women's sports who harm women, who make women uncomfortable, bro. It is really crazy, bro. It is a shame. It is detrimental, destructive, inimical to society to condone BS to condone BS, to condone immorality, to condone crappiness, bro, to condone fecal behavior. Unbelievable, bro. It is. It is horrible, bro, all the way.
Political persuasion than she is. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just terribly disappointing. She was America's sweetheart for a time. She just managed to destroy her reputation in a couple of days with these really, viles. That's the only way you can think of. A couple of days with these really, viles. That's the only way you can think of her now. She's shown her true colours. She did this other stupid little video on social media after she and Riley got into these to and fro's. Just herself cackling in this malevolent way. It's as if she's lost her mind.
No remorse.
Everyone loved her.
No
and
penitence.
There's no reason for her to have attacked Riley Gaines like that. And
No laudable reason. There's a reason, but the reason is not laudable. Everything happens for a reason, but the reason she's doing it is not laudable. Not laudable or praiseworthy.
She's shown her true colours.
Yep.
She did this other stupid little video on social media after she and Riley got into these to and fro's of just herself cackling in this malevolent way. I mean, it's as if she's lost her mind. You know, everyone loved her, and there is no reason for her to have attacked Riley Gaines like that.
Riley
And as you
said
say,
on Will Kane's show she looked up to Simone. She really did. She felt betrayed when she received this verbal abuse from Simone, this vituperative label that of sick. Sick. Yeah, it is crazy, bro, to say she's sick for not being in favor of men partaking in women's sports because of safety reasons. There are clear biological differences between men and women. Men are stronger, faster, bigger. It's unfair for a man to compete against a woman in track and volleyball and different sports. You know, it's insensible, bro. It is injudicious to permit men to compete against women because there are differences, bro. Real differences. Men are bigger. They are able to cause a large amount of pain, bro. If a man competes against a woman in boxing, bro, a man can really seriously harm a woman, bro. Serious bodily harm can happen, or worse, bro. A woman, in martial arts, in MMA and UFC, there was a MMA woman who got seriously hurt when she competed against a man, bro. It is not safe, bro. So, Simone knows this, bro, but she doesn't. But she wants to be woke. She's doing this to appease a certain subgroup of the left or whatever, bro. To appease the far left, to appease the woke mob, bro. It is really stupid. It is really harebrained to die on this hill, bro. Bro. She knows it is unsafe, bro, but she doesn't care, bro. She doesn't care if women get hurt or abused. It is really sad. But she was saying years ago that she's glad men don't compete against women, bro. She's being insincere, bro. She's pandering, bro. It is really wild. It is really wild, bro.
Everyone loved her, and there is no reason for her to have attacked Riley Gaines like that. And as you say, so hypocritical to the body positivity role model, trying to shame Riley Gaines for some weird reason, because as Riley Gaines showed, she did her own video showing how tall she is, and as you said, she's a
5'5".
So certainly the
5'5" and a half, she said.
William Thomas, that she competed against, lost to.
Or they tied for fifth place.
William Thomas, and she competed against and lost to, was like 6 foot tall, enormous.
He's 6'4".
Yeah.
Leah.
She tied him. That's what Riley
The
was
same
saying,
height
too.
as her hubby.
Tall, enormous. Yeah,
Yeah.
look,
She tied him. That's what Riley was saying too. Everybody's always saying, you're just bitter because you lost. Here's the Simone
She never
Biles.
lost.
She always points out she tied Leah Thomas.
Right.
This is Simone Biles. You're truly sick. All of this campaigning.
To Leah
lost
Thomas,
a race,
she
so
never
again,
lost.
she's wrong.
To Leah Thomas, she
Biles,
never lost.
You're truly
To
sick.
Leah
All of
Thomas.
this campaigning because you lost a race.
Crazy.
Tall, enormous. Yeah,
Yeah.
look.
She tied him. That's what Riley was saying too. Everybody's always saying, you're just bitter because you lost. Here's the Simone Biles tweet. She always puts out.
He's almost a whole foot
This is
taller
Biles.
than
You're
Riley,
truly
bro.
sick. All of this campaigning because you lost a race. So again, she's wrong. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel.
What makes her a sore
You
loser?
should be uplifting the trans community. Miles, you're truly sick.
Riley never
All
went
this
below the
campaigning
belt
because
or
you've lost a race,
anything
so again, she's
like
wrong.
that.
Straight
So
up
to say
sore
she's a sore loser, it's crazy, bro.
That she competed against, lost to, was like 6 foot
Tied.
tall, enormous. Yeah,
Yeah.
look.
She tied him. That's what Riley was saying too. Everybody's always saying, you're just bitter because you lost. Here's the Simone Biles tweet. She always points out she tied Leah Thomas.
Right.
This is Simone Biles. You're truly sick. All of this campaigning because you lost a race. So again, she's wrong. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feels safe in sports. Maybe a transgender category in all sports, but instead you bully them. One thing's for sure is no one in sports is safe with you around. Here's the
Wow.
other galling part of it. It is not Riley Gaines' responsibility to find a new lane for trans athletes. She is not an administrator of sport in any way, shape, or form. She's been
Words.
standing up for women's
For
and
years.
girls' rights. I
Yep.
love these people who look at anybody who objects and say,
Who disagrees?
you
Who
solve it.
dissents?
Like Riley Gaines is the head of the IOC or the head of women's swimming.
Crazy.
She would love, I'm sure, to create new
Tyranny.
rules. No one's empowered her
Control.
to do that. Simone Biles hasn't taken the mantle at all. She just wants to rip on somebody who's pointing out
Virtue
a very real
signal.
problem that's led to
Lecture.
a lot of is not an administrator of
Condescends.
sport in any way, shape, or form. She's been standing up for women's and girls' rights. I love these people who look at anybody who objects and
It is
say,
crazy, bro.
you solve it. Like Riley Gaines is the head of the IOC or the head of women's swimming. She would love, I'm sure, to create new rules. No one's empowered her to do that. Simone Biles hasn't taken the mantle at all. She just wants to rip on somebody who's pointing out a very real problem
Yes.
that's led to a
Yes.
lot of young girls getting hurt.
Yep. Or worse.
Yes. I mean, she doesn't care, Simone Biles,
Nope.
about other women.
Only women who agree with her blindly, who agree with her no matter what, bro. Those are the women she cares about. If the women who get if the women who get hurt don't agree with her, bro. If the women who get hurt are not puppets, she doesn't give a F, a solitary F, bro. This isn't real love. This is fake love, bro. She's not for women. She's not for women's rights or women's safety. Or she's a fraud, bro. Crazy.
Yes. I mean, she doesn't care, Simone Biles, about other women. Riley Gaines has a young sister.
Yep.
She's
Who's
concerned
into
about her,
gymnastics?
saying,
Who's doing
"You
gymnastics now? Hope she makes it to the pros, bro. Hope she works hard, is consistent, is focused, sedulous. Yeah, bro. Hope I believe she will make it to the pros if she puts in the work ethic, the consistency, and has the self-belief, bro. If she has all of these things, she will make it to the pros, bro.
Rights. I love these people who look at anybody who objects and say, you solve it. Like Riley Gaines is the head of the IOC or the head of women's swimming. She would love, I'm sure, to create new rules.
Yes. I mean, she doesn't care, Simone Biles, about other women. Riley Gaines has a young sister. She's concerned about her.
Yes.
We've seen numerous female athletes get hit in the face and suffer.
Riley said Simone sold out the girls like Riley's younger sister.
Who are stronger. Doesn't matter if you've taken some estrogen.
HRT and all, yeah.
In the womb,
Yeah.
your male hormones that you were washed with and your body soaked up
Yeah.
have created stronger muscle mass, etc. We know that. It's not a mystery. And you can't change it with cosmetic procedures
Facts.
and hormones.
A man is
And,
never a woman. A
it's
woman
just
is
cheating,
never
and
a
it's
man.
going to obliterate female sport. And this is another
Period.
revolution of Donald Trump. Is he just came in and so quickly the opposition melted away. The whole trans activism. People were no longer
Wokeness.
afraid to speak up, and they spoke up. And
Intrepid.
he gave women and girls, he enacted, had an executive order.
The EO, yeah.
that he signed to keep men out of women and girls sport. And that's sort of gone without it. The American public was with him all along, really. And there's just these few virtue signals
Wokies, radicals.
in the public, like
Radicals.
Biles, who
Simone Biles, I interviewed her when I was at NBC. We talked about the abuse she suffered at the hand of Dr.
Terrible.
Larry Nassar. And
Terrible.
I use that term doctor very loosely. Who's now in prison for the rest of his
He
life.
should
for what
be
he
in
did
prison.
to our USA
He's
gymnastics
a
team.
villain, a
Molesting them
monster,
over and over and over.
A-
While he was supposed to just performing
the scum
physical exams
of
on
the
them.
earth.
Young girls. Molesting them over and over and over while he was supposedly just performing physical exams on
He's
them.
moral
Young
muck.
girls.
Moral muck.
Yeah, exactly.
Moral
Young girls who were
feces.
confused and didn't understand what was happening to them. And Simone Biles was one of them. And many of us
Trash.
provided appropriately nothing but sympathy to her for her experience at the hands of a very
Monster.
vicious man. But now, she's
Demonic,
totally fine
devilish.
with men going into women's locker rooms, watching them undress, and by the way, men like Will Thomas, who now goes by Leah,
Leah.
I strongly believe are autogynephiles, and the data show that the vast majority of these so-called trans women, which are men pretending to be women,
Yep.
are autogynephiles, meaning they get off, they get sexually aroused,
Attracted
undressing
to
like a woman. So why should girls have to be around men who are getting off
their rocks
on
off.
putting a dress on or a female swimsuit on while they're taking
Cosplaying.
off their clothes? Simone Biles, you know nothing. You know only about your own circumstances. Take 2
Insular.
minutes to do a little research,
Yep.
or other little girls are going to get hurt, just
Yes.
like you did.
Yes.
Shame on her. I'm ashamed of you, Simone Biles. Ashamed
Yep.
of you. You have a chance
Same.
to undo it by, as the left
Fix
would say,
this.
educating yourself. But she won't, because she's on the side of the virtue signalers.
Mm.
Miranda, she's been posting left and right about Pride Month. I guess now that she's sufficiently past her prime, she wants everybody to know girls have to be around men who are getting off on putting a dress on or a female swimsuit on while they're taking off their clothes. Simone Biles, you know nothing. You know only about your own circumstances. Take 2 minutes to do a little research, or other little girls are going to get hurt, just like you did. Shame on her. I'm ashamed of you, Simone Biles. Ashamed of you. You have a chance to undo it by, as the left would say, educating yourself. But she won't, because she's on the side of the virtue signalers. Miranda, she's been posting left and right about Pride Month. I guess now that she's sufficiently past her prime, she wants everybody to know what a leftist woke person she is.
Radical.
And she can
Puppets.
kiss the support she used to have from the entire country.
Good spy. Mm.
Father's Day is coming up.
Mm.
Let's celebrate all the great fathers.
She cooked. She cooked. They both cooked. Miranda and Megan, they both cooked. Yeah. Simone, she's tweaking, bro. She's bugging. Not just tweaking. She is goofy, bro. She is corny. Yeah, she's supporting nonsense. Disgraceful ish, bro. Disgraceful ish. Bro. Hope this apology is sincere, bro. Hope she grows, bro. Hope she learns her lesson, bro. She really messed up. Yeah. Like, and, how can you be against? Say you are against men and women's sports, then make excuses years later, bro. It is really crazy, bro. Yeah, yeah. Bruh, bruh. Yeah, bro. If she did sincerely apologize, it isn't enough, bro. You have to prove in your actions. You've changed. Action is more important than words. Words. Peace.